In this DMC5 guide, I'll be sharing 10 tips that will make your first steps in Devil May Cry 5 a lot easier. These tips are not intended as endgame advice, but rather a collection of wish I knew for when I started playing, so it might be useful for some series veterans as well. Devil May Cry 5 is a game best enjoyed with repetition, as mastering one's skills in the pursuit of stylishness is a fun journey to say the least. That said, new players may struggle with some sections and find themselves stuck. These tips will help you avoid such scenarios and give you a little advantage. Tip number 1, play online and get gold orbs. Online play with others will give you a chance to earn gold orbs from others rating your gameplay. These items are quite valuable as they allow you to continue with a full health bar and restock supplies even if you fall during a boss battle. You will also receive a daily login bonus, so make sure to get these in order to stock up for later playthroughs on harder difficulties. Do not waste your gold orbs on anything below Son of Sparta, just restart the checkpoint unless you're struggling on a powerful boss. You will not gain more gold orbs in your second playthrough unless you missed them in your first. Tip number 2, your first playthrough is for exploring. Your first playthrough should be about discovery. Make sure you thoroughly explore areas and hit every red orb crystal you find, and find all the blue orb fragments, purple orb fragments, and gold orb spots available in each mission. You will also want to be on the lookout for all secret missions, as some of these can be hard to find. We have guides for each aspect, or you can simply use our walkthrough. An important part of exploration is knowing that Summoning Nightmare can break walls near V and reveal secret areas, so experiment with using him in suspicious locations. Tip number 3, don't fret about your rank on your first playthrough. On your first playthrough, you are likely to have a much lower ranking on each mission because there are less enemies per encounter and you have less abilities. It's a good time to practice, but don't stress too much if you aren't consistently hitting S rank in each encounter. As you progress through the game's difficulties, more enemies are added, and you will get much higher ranks more easily. Tip number 4, learn to use Nero's Devil Breakers. As a series veteran, this one was surprisingly difficult for me. Nero felt so familiar that I kept falling back to DMC4 combos, and it made learning his new techniques an afterthought. This was a mistake you should not make. The arms are very powerful and incredibly useful for both ranking up your style and performing acrobatics to reach far-off platforms on the map and unlocking secrets. Gerbera is particularly useful in reaching places otherwise hard to get, so make sure you have at least one in your loadout. Tip number 5, make sure to buy blue and purple orbs. You can beef up your health and Devil Trigger performance by buying Nico's blue and purple orbs. She has 6 of each, and they increase in price the more you buy. Make sure to get all of them, and early on if you're struggling. This can really help give you a cushion in more difficult fights, and can prevent you from using those oh so valuable gold orbs. Tip number 6, unlock these skills first. The following is a list of must-have skills that you'll want to unlock early for best results. You can peruse our list of all skills and their prices for your theory crafting, but these really help combat from the get-go. Tip number 7, multiplayer affects your stage. At several points during gameplay, you'll be matched with other players if you're online, and your actions affect their world. For example, in Mission 3, V can destroy a vine that drops a giant tower near Nero, collapsing a wall that gives Nero access to a gold orb. Be on the lookout for these events listed on our walkthrough, so you can benefit from them and also help other players get more loot. Tip number 8, if you miss something in a mission, you can replay it. If you happen to miss something during your playthrough of a mission, you can play through it again to find it. Just finish the mission first so that your progress is saved. Then play it again, grabbing what you missed, and then you can quit out and go to the next mission. Tip number 9, prioritize not getting hit. During combat, it's easy to get caught up in the flow of things and forget to look out for attacks, but the best way to increase your rank is by not getting hit. It's better to let your ranking fall slightly than get hit, so try not to feel the pressure to keep swinging when you should be dodging instead. Should you decide to play harder difficulties, this will only become more true, as you will die much more quickly from the increased damage each hit deals. Remember that most enemies will not hit you from off the screen, so use the camera angle to your advantage to divide and conquer. Tip number 10, read the reports. Nico's reports and associated enemy list are not just for fun reading, but can give you context on what is going on and make your overall understanding of the game's world a lot better. A lot of effort has gone into enemy design, and it's worth taking a break from the action to look at the artwork and read the lore. You will not regret it. If you're enjoying DMC5, make sure to check out our Devil May Cry 5 review, and the DMC walkthrough, and our other DMC guides.